Hi, how are ya? This episode is such a slay. I don't care that this episode came out 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I haven't talked about it. And the episode is just too good for me to not talk about it. I love it. It's the best episode of the whole series. Have I watched every episode on the series? No, but I don't need to. First things first, let's talk about the title. The title of this episode is jibaro. Me, when I see the title of the episode, I'm like, wait a minute. I know that word. Where I'm from, we call jibaro a person that is from the countryside that works the land, meaning that they do farming or stuff like that. Back in the day, it used to be sugarcane. Nowadays, it's more like plantains and other types of vegetables. But anyway, that's a jibaro. And we also call jibaro, but this is more of a slang thing. When, let's say, you and me are having a conversation and I say, well, Jupiter is the biggest planet of the solar system. And you're like, oh my God, I never knew that. And I'm like, you're such a jibaro. It's like a way of saying, how come you didn't knew that? Have you been living under a rock? You see, that's another way that we use that word. But a jibaro usually is what I told you before, like the person that works the land that is from the countryside. So when I see the title of this episode, I'm here thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be about a farmer or something. I don't know. Like I'm thinking it has some correlation to the episode. It doesn't. Girl, I googled, why it was titled that. And the creator said that it sounded exotic. It's like, I love that name. It sounds so exotic. I'm gonna name it like that. I promise you, I was happier before I googled that fact. But that's fine. Let's talk about the episode, which is the thing that matters the most, right? Let's start. So we start the episode with this colonizer, conquistador, Don Quixote looking soldiers, which we can assume that they're exploring new lands to take over and steal, because that's what they like to do. We also have the representation of the church, and we see that the soldiers bow to the church, as in like, I don't know, they're maybe making a deal, swearing loyalty. They're saying every gold we find, we will give it to you, the church. That's what I was thinking the deal was about, but I don't know. And then we have Mr. Death over here, who just found himself a piece of gold. Now, if the attire of these soldiers didn't give it away that they are conquistador, colonizers type of soldiers, this scene should give it away. What he doesn't know is that Mother is looking at him, and she's not only looking at him, she's looking at all these men trying to establish themselves in her forest. And Mother says, enough of this nonsense. I don't want these men in my land lurking and scheming, so let me handle them. And girl, it's party time. I must say, the character design for Mother Siren, it's so good. It's just so good. She's so beautiful. Whoever did this character design, you deserve a raise. You really do. It reminded me a little bit of, I believe it's Southeast Asian, Indian type of folkloric attire. It just looks so beautiful, especially with has like a piercing on her nose. Slay. And she, like the siren that she is, she lets them have it. Vocals, outstanding. Face card, not declining. Dance movements, girl, she founded Cirque du Soleil. These men don't stand a chance. Not only is she luring them to her with her vocals, but with her appearance as well, because not only is she very, very beautiful, she is literally covered in gold. She's that girl. These men become her puppets. She's the puppet master of the forest. She's the puppet master of the lake. And they start killing each other one by one. And all of them end up at the end of the lake. Because what are you doing there? What are you doing there in the first place? You're not invited. You're not allowed. Stay in your lane. And take a wild guess. Take a wild guess about who couldn't be lured in. Take a guess. Exactly. Mr. Deaf, because he is deaf, that ended up playing to his favor. And remember, she's a siren. She's gonna lure those men with her beautiful vocals. But because this man is deaf, he cannot be hypnotized. So this makes Mother Siren very confused. She's like, oh my god, did I lose my power? And then I love her because she's so dramatic with her dance movements. Like, I got dizzy. Hold on. She makes those spins so dramatic, so good. I'm telling you, she found the Cirque du Soleil. She's so So yeah, she thinks, oh my god, I lost my powers. What's going on? Why is this man not at my feet like every other man? Like, what's going on? Is something wrong with me? And here is where she f***s up. She starts thinking, oh my god, he's special. He's not like other men. But Mr. Deaf, he's a little bit confused because he just saw all the men that were with him get drowned and get killed. So he's alone now. So obviously he's a little bit like afraid, as in like, what is going on? What happened? So he starts running and he escapes. He goes to the river to like splash some water to his face and like get himself together, and then he goes to sleep. Here again, she up again. She goes to him with her extravaganza movements and she sleeps with him, next to him. She doesn't sleep with him like, you know, she just sleeps next to him. And then the next day when he wakes up, she is still there. Again, another mistake. She should have left. So when he wakes up, she's still there. He sees her. And obviously, like I said, he's deaf, not blind. He sees that she's full of gold, like the queen that she is. So he tries to grab her, but she escapes. So when he tries to grab her, he gets cut, which hurts. But after he sees that it's actually gold, he's like, well, it doesn't hurt that much. And he's like, oh my god, I need to follow her. I need to know who this woman is. I need to get to her. So she starts luring him to the river without her vocals, because remember, she already knows that he doesn't fall under there. So she lures him in with her beautiful physique. And this man is so into her that he doesn't care about the waterfall. He's like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna follow that woman. Here in the waterfall, he goes to the water and she does what I think is, you know how when birds, this is usually male birds, want to court a female bird, they do like a dancing, they get very extravaganza movements, they get very ballet, you know, they do all these dancings just to court the female. She does this. She does like a very seductive courting type of dance to him. And he's like, yeah, that's cute. But what he's actually looking at is the gold. My girl is thinking he cares about my personality. He cares about myself. Like, he's different. He's not like the other men. Girl, are we in for a surprise? They kiss. And obviously because she's like a jeweled type of siren, it hurts him, like it cuts him. And he's like, oh my god, I got cut. Do you think he cares? He was standing through that pain, girl, because I can only imagine how much it would hurt to kiss somebody and get cut in your lips. That would be awful. But he didn't care about the pain. He had a goal in mind. And can you take a wild guess about what the goal was? What he wanted from her? He pins her down to a rock and she thinks like, oh my god, this is so sexy. Oh my god, we're having a little moment. Girl, run. I was like, oh my god, please, somebody save this woman. But again, she didn't know any better. So I don't blame her. But still, it kind of like, it hurt in my heart, if I'm being very honest. He smashes her against the rock. Ugh. Take another guess. What do you think he did? What do you think he did? He took from her what he wanted, which was the gold. Oh Lord. And he left her without nothing. And that scene, it's so brutal. It hurts. He's stripping her away from herself. Do you see the message? Do you see the message of this episode? It's not only the colonizer type of message that we've seen happen in history over and over, but it's also the romantic message, as if you have this guy and you're like, oh my god, he's so different. Girl, he's gonna end up playing you as well. If you find yourself in this type of situation, thinking that he's not like the other man, girl, he is. Just like this man. I don't want to sound like pessimistic, but this is the message of the episode. And I just couldn't stop but feel bad for her. He endured the pain of the kissing and this and that, but it was only because he wanted something from her. And after he took all her gold, look what he did to her. Literally dumped her body back to the river like she was nothing. Ugh, I can't. Now he tries to escape. He runs away with the gold that he stole. Whatever. Then he keeps walking. Farther away, he drinks water from the river. He gains his hearing. So now he can hear. And he's freaking out. He was like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? This and that. He was a little bit confused. So because he can hear now, guess what happens? You think you're gonna play her and leave? You think you're gonna steal from her and leave? When he gains his hearing back, she lures him with her vocals. And then when he's right there in front of her, oh my God, this scene is so sad because you see her looking at herself, and this scene made my eyes watery. I was crying. But like I said, you think you're gonna play her and leave? She lures him in, puppet master him into the lake, and guess what? She slayed him. Because how are you gonna go to a land that is not yours, steal, and think nobody's gonna do anything about it? That was all the episode. It's such a slay. It's so good. The only disappointing thing is that the creator of the episode could have slayed even more if he had put on some thought behind the title. Let's say he actually did the title intentionally. In any case, she would be jibaro. The siren will be jibaro because she's the one native of the land and he's just like a tourist. But still, it doesn't make sense. It sounds exotic. That's what he said. Whatever. It's such a good episode. If you haven't watched it, go and do that. Anyway, that's all. If you have a show that you want me to talk about or something, let me know. Thank you for listening and watching my video. Bye.